3:29, and the executive session has been concluded. The participants in the executive session were
Manuel Trujillo.
Karen Grego.
French
Eli.
Aaron Ogletree.
Les Jones.
Steve Ruger.
For the record, if any person who participated in the executive session believes that any substantial discussion of any matters not included in the motion to go into executive session occurred during the executive session, or that any improper action occurred during the executive session in violation of the open meetings law, I would ask that you state your concerns for the record. My concerns. Seeing none, the next item on the agenda is item number 2B, authorization of city manager to expend up to $150,000 to purchase 1900 Santa Fe Trail Drive, Trinidad, Colorado 81082 for various municipal uses. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Call the vote, please.
Shu,
Yes.
Trujillo,
Yes.
Ogletree,
Yes.
DeBono,
Yes.
Griego.
Yes. Item number 3, the motion passed. Item number 3 is adjournment. I need a motion to adjourn this special session.
So moved.
Second.
Call the vote, please. You're just too fast.
Okay, you second or what?
No.
Oh,
Trujillo,
Yes.
Ogletree,
Yes.
Shu,
yes.
DeBono,
Yes.
Griego.
Yes. Okay, next on the agenda is the work session. We have one item on the work session. It's the discussion of a memorial event in honor of Jay Chimino. Do you want me to start this discussion, Mr. Ruger, or would you like to?
Go for it, Aaron.
Okay. So, all the city of Colorado Springs did a proclamation to honor Jay Chimino, and they did a J Day in Colorado Springs. Because of his influence in and around the city of Trinidad, Audra and I were discussing, we do proclamations quite frequently here, and I thought to honor Mr. Chimino and his contributions to our community, we should do something maybe a little bit more special than that. So, that being said, Mr. Ruger and I were speaking last week, and we were talking about maybe having, Audra mentioned a memorial resolution, and then Mr. Ruger added to that to have it someplace away from council chambers where we could actually have a little reception and invite the people of the community to come and celebrate what Mr. Chimino has done for the community. We were initially talking about doing something maybe at Space to Create. I would be willing because Mr. Chimino, he was a friend to a lot of people, but I would be willing to provide refreshments sponsored by a business that I own. And if this is all right to do this, so the city won't have to bear the expense of just very light refreshments, but to have something very nice in his honor. We were thinking maybe on a week that we didn't have a regular meeting, maybe on a Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. So I want everybody's input, including staff. I'd like to see if we're what we've discussed so far is on track for what I want this to be council's. I want council's input on this. I don't want it to be something that I just dreamed up. Mr. Trujillo, do you have any?
Start with me.
Sure.
I don't have any problems with it or concerns. I think it's a great idea to do something. A small get together would be great. Well, not small, but hopefully a large get together would be great. I think there would be any concerns with on my behalf. I don't think so.
Maybe before we continue, Audra, what's the difference between a proclamation and memorial resolution?
The memorial resolutions become part of the official proceedings of city council, so they appear in the city council minutes. They're both permanent documents of the city, but the resolution is part of the minutes.
Yeah, so Mayor, members of the council, you would actually adopt the resolution at a regular meeting,
Right.
and so that would be separate from the event, but it can be presented and framed, a copy,
Okay.
and given at the reception.
Okay. Frank, do you have any issues with that?
No, I think that's fine, but I don't think you should bear the burden of refreshment. I think the
Right.
city, we've all had to,
Yeah.
he's done the whole thing for the whole city, not just individuals. So I think whatever we want to do with the menu, and that should be taken care of by the city.
Yeah.
I agree with your get-together and that, so I think that's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
I believe a fitting tribute to a person that pretty much has gone above and beyond. He's unparalleled in his endeavors to make Trinidad just, there's been a lot of people that have made money here that have left and not even looked back.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, he's done everything for Trinidad.
I think it'd be really good to have some kind of the research done into just general numbers of the amount that he's invested in Trinidad, the buildings that are here and that were saved, the park. I mean, I just think it would be good for us to have some sort of a acknowledgement in there of everything as well as we
Acknowledge his
can that he's been,
contribution.
yeah, and what a difference he's made to the way our city looks and functions and its future.
We do that normally anyway in our proclamations, don't we?
But I just want it to be like.
Oh, yeah, but I
nailed
mean, we normally do that anyway, so.
down.
Yeah.
Good suggestion.
Could I just
Yes, sir.
throw out here for consideration, what about even an event at Sister Blandina Park? I mean, you think it's such a beautiful space, and it's just, of course, that was done by Mr. Chimino, and I would just suggest, and I'm sorry, I don't really mean to go overboard,
No.
but maybe, excuse me, like a big bronze plaque somewhere, like even outside of Sister Blandina Park,
Yeah.
that talks about Mr. Chimino and his contributions, and the fact that, you know, that park, in addition to many, many other things, was made possible by Mr. Chimino. And just kind of and have a dedication of that at the event. I know I'm, you know, I'd love to throw out ideas that I'm not responsible for. And-
So what
No,
else
just-
is new?
I know, yeah, right. That's right.
I like
So-
that idea.
Okay.
What you're saying is you want to put a plaque there, but the event would take place at the Creative Arts Building?
I think it's Sister Blandina Park.
Well, the problem with that is it's open, but you're looking at weather, everything
Yeah.
else. I mean, you're taking a
You're
chance on
right.
this time of the
You're
year.
right.
But if it's a bronze plaque, it's meant to be out in.
No, he's talking about the full
The
event.
event,
Oh.
the event,
Ceremony,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, you could
Yeah.
dedicate it, just have a dedication and then go over to the
That's
Creative
right.
Arts.
That's true.
Because weather in Trinidad is, you never know.
I know. I just think it would be so nice, weather permitting, because that is Mr. Chimino,
Are you
right?
guaranteeing the weather?
Yeah, I am.
Well, that little gazebo to the north
Yeah,
is
they do.
is covered now.
Yeah.
They
Right,
covered that.
yeah.
And
But you're right. I mean, there's no guarantee. I'm sorry, Mayor. I didn't
no,
mean to
go
interrupt.
ahead. No, I'm just thinking out loud.
Could always do a dedication to follow up with the reception,
Yeah.
just to be safe, do like a dedication down there and then have the reception up there.
But we can't put something on that without permission of the people that own the park.
No, that's
No,
right.
what
That's
about on
right.
the sidewalk, like we have some of those informational things? Like when you go down the street, they have
They
those.
give us
district-
permission.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure they give
Yeah.
us permission.
Well, I-
Maybe his biography.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely.
You just think of Mr. Chimino, though, in places where, it seems like he was kind of comfortable in his own element, you know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
And not, I don't know, I
No,
can't speak.
I think you're right. I think it's worth a shot, Sister Blandina. I think because of where we're at, for number one, and, there's a lot of covered areas in that.
Right.
in that park. And I think it's more visible to people.
Right,
I mean, if people going by and if we advertise it correctly.
yeah.
I would like with a plaque, maybe somewhere down the road.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that might take a little.
That's true, that's true.
Mayor Council, why don't, just for context, we were trying to actually plan, Mayor Rico wanted to plan a ceremony for Jay just to celebrate all his accomplishments. And when we proposed that, it was right about the time Mr. Chimino's health started
Yes.
declining, so we weren't able to ever do that. We had originally proposed Space to Create for that event, and we heard back from Jay and the family that they would have preferred it be at Mount Carmel, I think is where they had asked for it. So why doesn't staff reach out to Gina Chimino? We can
Okay.
see where they'd like it coordinated. I mean, I think the more important thing for you all is adopting the resolution and us providing,
Yeah.
you know, the actual things for the event.
Details.
Keeping in mind that staff is really very busy.
That's okay, it's just
all
a
the
phone call.
time.
So
I'd be more than willing to
If
assist.
you'd like to make that call, that's fine too, Mayor, yeah.
No, I just,
You volunteer.
I know I will, but I just don't want that burden of that event to fall solely on staff.
Okay, thank you for that.
You
But we're
know,
happy to help.
Mindful of their workloads and everything.
Sure.
So do you think we could get this together sometime in May?
Yeah,
Maybe have the resolution pass the first regular meeting in May? I don't have my
May
calendar.
7th.
yeah, May 7th.
Yes,
Do we have all the whereas
Tuesday?
information?
May 6th.
That's what I'm thinking, it might take a little more time to
Yeah.
put all that in together.
Very interesting.
Well, something, I mean, we're not gonna decide today, but I think the Chimino family has a lot of information as to what, I mean, his eulogy and his obituary had a lot of, but I think it needs to be more specific to what he's done for Trinidad. When they did the J. Chimino Day in Colorado Springs, I kind of to Colorado Springs. I said he might have lived in Colorado Springs, but his heart was in Trinidad.
That's right.
You know, and I think we need to be mindful of that.
Why don't
Okay.
we plan for May 7th, but in case we're not able to compile all that, we can go for May 21st, and then maybe plan the ceremony sometime around Memorial Day.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Nice.
Any
Okay.
other ideas? Okay. There are no other items on the work session, so that's it. But I do believe Mr. Worthy and Mr. Gutierrez have presence.
And Mayor, if I may make one comment before we
Yes.
adjourn. Just an update to the group, not a discussion item, but I just wanted to let the council know that Les and Audra and I attended the 420 Festival, not as
Oh,
participants.
nice.
As observers.
That's what we all
And
say.
unfortunately, the rain really put a true damper on the festivities, but I am happy to report within the first hour, when the weather was still good, they had 600 people show up. MED was there right at the beginning, and Les can certainly fill in anything else, but
Councilman Ogletree was there also.
Oh, good.
She told me on
Good.
the elevator ride on the way up, and
Good.
that's great. But everybody was so happy to be able to do this, and the weather was awful, but the people we talked to were just so happy and so appreciative and just really glad that it was done. And it seemed like, town was busy, and hopefully it had, some kind of effect, some kind of positive effect on business in town.
yeah.
And I think if council allows it to happen in future years, it's just gonna grow and grow and grow. There weren't that many local The places that were represented, it seemed like were more of like the chains. It seemed like Native Roots, and I'm trying to think of.
There was one
others.
from Pueblo that sells prepackaged stuff, but they sell to dispensaries here.
Right.
So
Okay.
they,
Wild.
So they're a
Yeah.
supplier.
Rip.
They're
Was that-
wild.
Yeah, right, yep.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm sorry, Mayor, I didn't mean
No,
to
no,
interrupt.
no.
Jack and Diane Brisbane did a really good job, I would say. They had a number of family members there who were helping with security. They really were monitoring what was going on up front. They were carding everybody. I mean, even though there were, of course, were no marijuana sales, you could not get in unless you were 21 years of age. And they banded everybody, and it just seems like it was a really good event. I don't know if the band ever even played because there was so much.
it was fun when I got there, because
Oh,
I went
okay.
early, but I don't know what happened.
Good, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I was out of town, I didn't get to attend, but I was in Boulder that morning, and that was chaos because they have a big 420 festival.
Right.
They had a big 420 festival in Denver as well.
Yeah.
And then going through Pueblo, they had a 420
Yeah.
at Mineral Palace Park.
Right. Oh, really?
Yeah.
They did?
Yes.
Wow, because usually it's at the Union Depot, I believe.
No, I think, well, there was something, maybe it wasn't, but
Yeah.
Good, man.
Good deal. Wow.
alrighty, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
You're
Now
up,
you
Mr.
get gifts from James.
Yeah.
Yeah. Teach in name. Thanks for That's sarcastic.
Yeah, it was so cold.
It was very cold.
I went home and turned on the air conditioner for the dogs.
Oh, James, you gotta my oldest on.
That's true.
Yeah, how's yours fun?
You're
Human.
Right, yeah.
I want to see
Do I have
you.
unfinished dance?
Are you just going to carry the power cords?
Yep.
You get to touch
He gets to. Can't catch up.
Okay.
Roger, I
I don't even know
follow
where it
you.
is.